Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the GSD show. I'm Mike Arce, and that empty chair is going to be filled with Matt Kafora. And he owns 20 businesses that are 7 or 8 figures.
If you're not training your team, you're failing. 100%. If you're not developing your team, you're failing. 7
of them are actually fitness studios that are very profitable that he never has to go into. He goes in there maybe once a month or so just to kind of check in on things.
And it's, being able to kind of paint that picture and then build the bridge from where we're at to where we're gonna be.
Matt and I are gonna be discussing how he's able to do what he does and also what he's building as far as training goes for you, the listeners, and all the fitness studio owners out there so that you can learn how to be sitting in this chair as well.
$3,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month in marketing. And if you don't know how to service those leads, how to convert those leads to actual dollars, you're lighting the money on fire.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the GSD show. And I've got a special treat for you. I've got Mr. Matt Kafora back again because it was the, number 1 ranked episode visually, and I think it's number 3 audibly, and just like people loved your stuff, and I still get feedback on it.
Awesome.
Dude, welcome back to the show.
You. Appreciate it.
When you first came here, we had a different relationship. We were cool. I think we went out to breakfast and lunch once prior.
Yep.
And you worked with our company for, years, but that was great. But then since then, we've become not only much better friends, but you've actually joined Loud Rumor with our mission to be able to help more and more fitness studios because you have the knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely.
So guys, for those of you that didn't tune into Matt's episode, go ahead and go back. It was maybe like 8, 9 episodes, but you don't have to do it right now. Stay here with us right now. But Matt, you've got 20 businesses right now, right?
Yeah.
All of them are doing at least 7 figures or more. And 7 of them are fitness studios.
Correct.
Doing 7 figures or more.
Correct.
You're mainly under the brand of Orangetheory for fitness, right? And how many members does the average studio have?
We're about 800 members.
800 members.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What's the average person paying?
$159.
Guys, do your math if you need it. Go ahead, we'll wait. Yeah, it's good now. Okay,
yeah,
it's good.
Yeah.
So, but not only that, you've got how many employees?
We're about 130 right now.
130 employees.
Yeah.
And how often do you go into each studio?
Once a month, maybe. I'm not in there a ton, but I interact with my employees all the time. In fact, I just got off a phone call prior to coming in here from a coach that just relocated who said, hey, I want to come work for you out there. Just chatted with her. She's kind of like, oh my gosh, I have so many ideas and this and that. I love that you have such an open door policy. Thanks for spending some time with me. I actually just shot a follow-up text saying like, hey, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Value your input and your opinion. Can't wait to chat with you on Monday again. Yeah.
Now, I know that you are a person, you're kind of like me, where you don't work because you have to, you work because you absolutely love to do it. You love to create stuff.
Yeah.
But let's take away the want tos, the have tos. You don't have to go to the gym at 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. You don't have to stay there till 10 o'clock at night.
Right.
No, not at all.
No.
Once a month you go and visit these guys.
I do.
And you check in throughout the weeks. I get that.
All the time, yeah. But physically going in, I don't have to do it. I've put team in place to ensure that things operate and run smoothly, and I trust and empower and train and develop those individuals to where things are running now.
Yeah. And guys, just so you know, so what my mission to do in this particular episode is we're going to say, if I had to start all over again, what would I do? If I had to start 0 members, 0 employees, I've got a fitness studio right now, it's the only way I can make money. How would I grow it to 7 figures, just like I've done the other 20 businesses that I've got? How would I do it again? And the goal is, how can I do it inside of a year and a half? Think you can do it?
Yeah,
is that possible to you?
It is, 100%.
Yeah. Have you done it?
I have.
Okay, great. So that's going to be the mission. We're going to talk step by step. So anybody listening right now that's not at 7 figures and you're past that year and a half mark point and you're going, yeah, I want to know that, then all you have to do is listen. Don't get distracted. Stay off your other stuff. Notifications are going to pop up. Let it go. Okay, so Matt, the reason I wanted you to join Loud Rumor is because we developed that program, the LRVT, Loud Rumor Virtual Training. If you guys don't know it, it's freaking awesome. But Loud Rumor Virtual Training, it helps fitness studios for all over the world know how to do everything from sales, marketing, PR, HR, finance, recruiting, retention, everything you can imagine, how to do it better. We bring in the best of the best to come in and teach it. You're one of the instructors, and you're also now leading and making sure you're bringing other instructors, people that you know are high caliber studio owners to come and teach all those things.
Correct.
The reason I wanted you to come in though is because I think you're even better than I am when it comes to creating systems that can go on autopilot and can continue to grow without you having to necessarily be there.
For sure.
And with everything we're doing on the agency side, the GSD show, GSD Con, the booklets, boot camps, everything, I really need to bring in another person that can do that, and in your case, better than I can. And I've already seen it happen. You're creating systems, you're creating processes, you've got team members, you're doing it, and it's great. So I already know that you're the real deal. And so now let's start. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, guys, before we get in, loudrumorvt.com. Go there. Okay, now let's come back.
Okay.
You just started. $0.
Okay.
Let's say you got $1,000 in savings. And maybe you could borrow $1,500 somewhere else if you absolutely needed to. You know, you got a mom, a cousin, a brother, a best friend, something, right? That's all you've got. Okay. Now you decided to second mortgage your house. You got this fitness studio now.
Yep.
It's a shell. It opens up in 90 days.
Okay.
Okay. So far with me?
I'm with you.
Okay. What's first?
We got to market.
Okay, so if you got $1,500, let's say $2,500 total, right? The $1,000 in savings, you know you can find $1,500. How do you start?
So I'm a grassroots guy, right? So pre-sale is all about visibility. I need to be known in the area. So I have a 3-mile radius that I have to captivate, right? So I'm putting my tent out. I am physically, personally out there, pounding the streets.
Okay.
I'm talking to people in parking lots. I'm handing out flyers.
So let's do that. I'm in a parking lot.
Yeah.
You come up to me. What are you saying to me? I got bags of groceries in my hand or whatever I'm coming back from. What are you saying to me?
I'm asking you, have you heard about Orangetheory Fitness?
I have not.
You haven't? Oh my gosh, I'm super excited for you. Mike, here's what this is, man. And I'm going to talk to you for 30 seconds or so. It's the 30-second elevator pitch, right? So you and I are sitting on an elevator. They're like, hey, Loud Rumor, what's Loud Rumor, right? I have 30 seconds before you get off on floor 12 to tell you all about Loud Rumor or all about Orangetheory or all about your brand. In those 30 seconds, I have to captivate you. I have to find something that you and I can relate with, and I have to get your contact info.
Yeah.
Right? Because all this is fantastic. I'm like, okay, see you later. If I don't get your contact info from that, Mike, I've wasted my time. I've wasted your time. Right? So I need to get something from you and give you something in return. Oh my gosh, you got to hear about this. Mike, I just need to activate this 1-week pass for you, man. What's your last name? Great. And your phone number? Wonderful. And who did you want to bring with you? What? But I'm so excited, now you're so excited, right? Sales is just transference of feeling.
It is.
Right? So it's all an emotional sale.
It is.
Right? So if I'm excited, you're excited, all of a sudden you're kind of like, I don't know, I went to Target and I've spent $3,000 at Target. I thought I needed a tube of toothpaste, and I walk out with my normal Target stuff.
Yeah.
And I got a 1-week pass to Orangetheory. This
And
place sounds
unlimited people in a parking lot.
Oh my gosh.
Like it's just funnels leads. But the thing is, we don't see it that way. We don't see them as leads because they're not already warm. A lot of people think a lead has to be ready to buy. Well, that's not a lead. That's a person. That's a layup.
Right.
A lead
with a credit card on their forehead.
Yeah. So think about it in the way I look at it is think about like police force, right? When they say I've got a lead, that may mean I found a fingerprint.
Sure.
I have no idea who did this crime. I have no idea if they're even the ones that did it. That fingerprint could be from something else. It just means I have a lead. I have something that gives me some sort of inclination that this may help me get to the end point. And with the person, a human being, here's what we do know. Who wants to be in shape? Who wants to be in better shape?
Who doesn't?
Exactly.
Everyone, right?
You're pretty fit. Would you consider yourself pretty fit? I think the whole world would consider you pretty fit.
Okay, yeah.
Would you take 2% less body fat?
Of course I would.
Would you take 2 more pounds of muscle?
Absolutely.
Okay, so even as fit as you are, you're good with being in better shape.
Always.
If someone could promise you a better way to do that, are you interested in learning?
Yes, please.
And that's it, right? So everyone technically is a lead. Now, if you're selling mini skirts, you just lost a good population, right? Because now maybe that 4-year-old kid's not a lead, that guy's not a lead, that old man's not a lead, but with fitness, everyone's a lead.
100%.
Okay.
I need a body.
You need a body. That's it.
That's it.
Okay. So now you go, all right, what's the math that you're doing? You're going, okay, I've got 90 days before I open up. I've got $2,500 budget to make this work. What's the math you're doing? Like break even, or how do I get here? Like what's your thought process?
So $2,500 is not a ton, obviously, but it's how we're going to allocate those funds, right? So we're assuming that I'm going to be the boots on the ground. Maybe I have team in place to assist with that, but we're talking burn the boat situation here. If it's just me, I have second mortgage on my house, I only have $2,500 in savings, I have a kid, I have a family, someone needs to be able to feed them, provide shelter, roof over their head. It's a burn the boat situation for me now, right? So With those 2,500 bucks, I am absolutely going to market in addition to my boots on the ground stuff. I'm hitting the business to business boots on the ground. I'm introducing myself. Hi, I'm your new neighbor. You know, maybe I bring them some welcome cookies, things like that. I've done things where I've, you know, hit, you know, the local Paradise Bakeries or Paneras for, you know, their cookies at the end of the night. They throw them away or they take them to the homeless shelter.
Really?
They do. Yeah. So I'm like, hey, here's the deal. I'm going to go make nice with the manager. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take those cookies off your hands for you. You cool with that? Let me save you the trip. So what I've actually done is boxed them up, put a little, hi, I'm new to the neighborhood, and my team has walked around into the local chiropractor or the med spa next door or the shoe store.
And what do you say? You get in there.
Hi, we're new to the neighborhood. Brought you a gift, right? Who doesn't love cookies? Who doesn't love a gift? Who doesn't love a present? All of a sudden, I'm not asking you for anything. I'm giving you something before I ask for something in return. And that's what a lot of people forget, even with leads, even out in the parking lot, right? So I teach my team, you know, you need to give your heart before you ask for their hand, right? And it's actually really, really important. If you actually think about that and kind of break that down a little bit, you have to give them something first before you can ask for anything in return. So same thing going business to business. I don't care if it's 4 cookies in a little box with an orange bow that says, hey, we're new to the neighborhood. I'm saying hi, I'm saying welcome. Hey, we are planning on having at least 800 new members here. This is what we're doing over here. This is what these people are interested and involved in. Is there anything I can do to help grow your business, Mike?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I need more patience too.
Wonderful. Hey, do you have some flyers that I can take with me? I can tuck them in all my new member packets. Like I said, Orangetheory is huge.
Yeah.
We're all about fitness and service and community, and it sounds like that's what you're about too. Is that correct?
Yeah, 100%.
Fantastic. Can I get some of those flyers from you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would love
Here
to
you
help
go.
you take care of your business.
Cool.
Hey, in return, do you mind handing some of these out to your patients? 'Cause it sounds like you're about health and wellness. Do you mind doing that?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I would love that. Hey, Mike, I'm going to touch base with you here in the next couple of weeks. We're going to have a grand opening party. We have a ton of people. It's a huge party. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of people coming through the neighborhood. I would love to make sure we can bring you in on that. You okay with it?
Yeah, that would be
You okay
great.
with marketing your business a little bit more?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. All right, Mike, well, hey, it was a pleasure meeting you, man. I got a lot of other businesses to run to. We'll touch base soon. Thanks so much.
You got it. You got it.
Next. And I'm on to the next business, right?
And you can do that in 5-10 minutes.
Well, I am. And then it gets easier and easier, right? Because now I'm saying, hey, Mike, I just talked to a lot of the neighbors in the area, and this is what they're all
This guy's
wanting to do.
coming, she's coming.
This is what they want to do. They want to hand me some flyers. I mean, I'm sure you want to take part in that too, don't you?
Of course.
Right? People are sheep. Businesses are sheep. But we all want to do what everyone else wants to do.
Yeah.
And then that barrier to entry is a lot easier at that
Of course.
point, right?
Wow. And so that's a great idea. Okay. Now, the $2,500, would you put any of that into ads, or we think because it's limited, you're going to spend it on the bows and the boxes and then make a certain amount off of that?
So that was all donated.
That was all. Okay.
Right, so it's the amount of work that you put in is going to dictate what you get out of things.
Got it.
Right, so I'm okay with spending some of that money, but if I can get all these things donated, the bows and the boxes and the print and this,
How do you get a bows donated?
Find it. You find it. You gotta ask.
get it
A closed
done.
mouth never gets fed, right?
Yeah.
So they box up the cookies, so even if you don't put a bow on the cookies, great. They box up the cookies, individual boxes, wonderful, awesome, great. See you later. We make it happen.
Oh, because maybe they'll, like Panera might do it in order to market their own
They do.
business.
Yeah.
Ah.
Right, so it's getting these other businesses and these other owners to think about how they can win. Again, how can I help you, Mike?
Yeah, yeah.
And in return, I'm going to help myself as well. But if I give my heart before I ask for your hand, you're winning first, and you think like, man, this guy's going to go market my business for me.
Yeah.
They're going to go hand out Panera Cookies.
You know, when we did our grand openings for the gyms and the studios I worked at too, we had everyone donating. So we had pizzerias come by with pizzas. We had Rita's ice cream come by. We had chiropractors. We had energy drink supplement companies, and everybody just came by. And I had like a slew of people giving away stuff. It didn't cost me anything, but I had full supply, snacks, food, beverages, everything. That was, and we had people giving massages, like just free massage or 5-minute free massage chair massages.
Yeah, yeah.
And because they want to get their name out too, so and then you just have music playing and you're good to go. You have a good party.
And then what that does as well, Mike, is that sets the bar for your members, right? So your members understand now that you are in a giving situation. So you're not always going to be asking them for money. Is it a business? Is it our job to make money? 100%. That's what we do. We are in business to grow that bottom line. That's how we feed our families, right? But what the members get from that is they realize that you are actually giving back to them on a regular basis. And they're happy then about spending money at your business.
Yeah. So what do you do with the $2,500 that was donated?
Yeah, so now we'll get to that, right? So, but this is all the grassroots stuff. This is all the organic marketing that we can do for a very, low cost, if any, right?
Yeah. Time, if anything.
Work,
Just it.
Yeah, time, work, just personal investment. Now what we're going to do, yes, we need to get out to the masses. So, obviously I enlisted the help of Loud Rumor when I opened mine. I would do the same thing, and let's make sure we can get out there in the digital space, because there's an exponential effect that we can have, with the online presence, with Facebook ads and things like that.
And $2,500, that'll get you. I mean, that should easily get you 100 to 200 leads right off the bat, and a ton of impressions.
Right. So now once we have the leads, this is where it becomes very, very important, is captivating those leads, is nurturing those leads, is following up those leads. Obviously, we want to follow up rather quickly with them. That's really important. We want to provide the value to them, and kind of a scarcity, if you will, a sense of urgency. So each brand is different, whether or not you're going to tier promotional rates or things like that, but that scarcity, the sense of urgency, and really just providing the immediate contact and the value behind what you're doing, and then the passion, right? So it's the excitement that you convey about your brand, about your product, about whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, people can tell. At that point, then you're selling.
Yeah.
And selling's not a bad thing, but selling with passion and selling with conviction is something very different than just selling.
Yeah, authentically boring people get people bored. Authentically excited people get people excited.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've noticed that. All right, so let's say you make a phone call. You got 100 leads come in. Man, I can't believe I'm getting all these leads. Okay, cool. You call the first lead. What's that look like? I'm the person that you're calling, right? Answer the phone. Ring, ring. Hello.
So I'm so excited. So Mike, awesome. Hey, just noticed that you were super excited about Orangetheory Fitness. Super interested. What do you know about us?
I don't know much. I just saw a Facebook ad. It looks like you guys were offering like 2 free sessions.
Yeah, absolutely. So Mike, here's what this is. And I go to my 30-second elevator pitch, right? I need to share what Orangetheory is. I have 30 seconds or less, really, to captivate you, to inform you of what this is, right? You're already a warm lead now because you've given me your contact info. So I'm excited. You're excited. You've now, and I put this in our first episode when we chatted, you've now entrusted me with your goals. Unbeknownst to you, you have. You've now given me that power and said, Matt, I need help, right? You're not looking elsewhere if you're happy with what you're currently doing.
Right.
I don't care if it's free. I don't care if there's a cost associated with it. If you're happy where you're at, you're not looking elsewhere.
Right.
So you said, I need help. I want help. I want change. I want something different. I want something new. There's something that I'm not getting that I need from you.
Right.
So I'm excited. I have 30 seconds to excite and invigorate. And then I need to get you to come in and talk to me.
Yeah.
Right? So whether that's meeting me at my tent, whether that's talking over the phone, but I'm going to keep you talking to me, and I'm going to find out a little bit about your goals.
And that script where you call, like you paraphrase, but that script, you have a script, right? Like your people
Everything
are reading.
is scripted.
And,
Yeah.
and guys, those scripts are in loudrumorvt.com, right?
They are, yeah.
So guys, and there's more. There's Eric Russell's scripts,
Oh my
there's
gosh, there's
Amanda's
so many.
scripts, there's Mark's script. So guys, loudrumorvt.com, if you guys want actual scripts, I mean, we're got to fly through this because there's a lot to do here. We got to take this in 90 days. But if you guys want actual scripts and like how to do this, how to take this call, how to make the call, how to receive the call, how to follow up with the call, all that stuff's in there. But let's just stay high level because for the sake of time.
Sure.
So okay, so you call. Let's say you got me on the phone the first time. You got me to book. Okay, that's great. So how do you make sure that I'm coming? I say, you know what? Yeah, 6 o'clock sounds good.
Awesome.
Yep.
Cool. So we are going to, my team, again, it's all systemized, right? So my team knows that we're going to send a confirmation text the day before. We're going to send a confirmation call. Okay, I'm a huge
You got scripts for all that?
All of it.
Okay.
All of it. So here's the deal with scripts too, because, and here's where things get a little bit dicey with scripts, is scripts are not crutches, right? Scripts are used as tools. If you don't understand the process, if you don't role play, if you don't practice, these become crutches. Someone asks a question mid-script and you fall. You're kind of like, that doesn't work, right? People see right through that. All of a sudden, you're not passionate anymore, and now you are just selling.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a huge difference. So scripts are used to streamline and smooth out a process, not as a crutch.
You know what? I said this in a couple episodes, but obviously not everybody listens or watches every episode, unfortunately. Shame on you. But One of the things that I've said a few different times is the best actors in the world, they memorize the script so well that they can do it subconsciously.
Sure.
So they could be throwing a football in the backyard and just reading the script. They could be playing checkers and reading the script. But the reason they do that is because they need to get the script so second nature that now they can focus on the timing, the delivery, right? Like a comedian, the comedian knows what he's going to say. Even when it looks like he's pausing and he's thinking about it, that pausing, that thinking about it, that walking around, that's all part of the delivery.
Yeah.
He knows what he's going to say. He can just say it fast.
Sure.
And so like you're saying, it's not a crutch. I know what I'm going to say, but now I've got to focus on the energy. I've got to focus on the timing. I've got to listen to you as well. And then if you throw me off course, I've got to be able to get right back.
Sure. And I call it unconscious competent, right? And that's really important because, like you said, there should be, if there's deviation, right? Our job is to control the conversation with questions. There's gonna be some deviation.
Yeah.
How do we redirect it back? How do I get it back on course? How do I accomplish what I set out to do as my end goal?
Yeah.
And that's that unconscious competent. Once you have it so ingrained in your person, you can do that.
Yeah, and your confirmation texts are like cool. They're not they're more like we're excited to see you text. You got GIFs and video or whatever.
Right, we're not a dentist's office. Any dentists, I apologize, but my dentist texts me and they're like, hey, 8 o'clock tomorrow, you have an appointment. I'm like, awesome, I'm so excited to drill my face, right? Like, it's not fun to me, right? So I'm a huge proponent of the video text as well. I love that. I know I've shared it a lot in the Loud Rumor group. LRVT, we talk about how to do it, but it's really important because then you can put a face to a name. That passion is then conveyed. It's cool over a phone, but when you physically see someone extremely passionate about their product, about their service, about their brand, it's a game changer, right? All of a sudden, I'm now excited to go meet Mike.
Yeah.
I'm now excited to go see what this brand is all about.
Yeah.
You don't have that, and it's kind of, it's a little bit less exciting.
Yeah. So for $2,500, let's say you did a pre-sale.
Sure.
How much money are you collecting? Like what's your offer in a pre-sale?
So we collect nothing.
Okay.
Right? It's insane to think about that. So as a business, I'm shelling out money for 3 months and I'm collecting exactly $0.
Okay.
Right? It's a scary place to be.
Yep.
So this is where it kind of goes back to that burn the boat situation, the work ethic, and really making sure that you're doing all the right things. And this is why I like the idea of LRVT, and this is why you and I have talked about that, is I've seen a lot of issues. I've asked to consult for multiple businesses, and people have been like, hey, I just don't know what to do. I have $2,500, and it might be my last $2,500. I don't know what to do, Mike. I'm losing this money, and I don't know if I can pay my mortgage next month because this is all I have.
You know what? I thought that too. You know what I did? I'm not going to say I advise this to anyone, but I didn't pay my mortgage.
Don't listen to Mike.
Don't listen to me.
Don't listen to Mike.
But I'm telling you what I did.
Sure.
And I'm not telling you to do it, but I'm telling you for me, I believed in my plan so hard that I went 2 months.
Yeah.
I went longer, but my plan was 2 months. but fortunately, it was during the worst part of the economy, so the banks weren't going to take my house away.
Yeah.
But I knew that I needed to get this money. If I had this money, I'd be able to reinvest it back into my business. Am I recommending people? That's why I led with that. I don't advise you do it, but I definitely expect everyone that's put the responsibility on themselves to run a business to go, okay, first things first, like I burned the boats here, like I've got to make this happen, and so I've got to spend my money.
Sure.
And I've got to put my time out there.
Yep.
And if you are going to spend the money like you did, $2,500, I'm calling every lead until I'm exhausted. Every single lead.
And I'm going to capitalize on each of those leads, right? So, Mike, how many people do you know? How many people do you have on your phone right now? Thousands, right? How many people do you know that want to get in better shape, that work out now, that have, aspirations of doing this or that better than they currently are, right? And again, this is where it comes back to the passion and comes back to knowing how to do these things and capitalizing. If I have 100 leads, I'm going to turn that into more leads.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to ask you for referrals. And I'm going to give you something before I ask for something in return, right? Just like we talked about. But it's really important. And whether that giving is just me being so over the top passionate about getting you to your goals, whether that's a promotional rate, whether that's a promotional towel that I have in stock already, whether that's 2 free sessions, whether it's a free week, whatever it might be, it's giving and it's adding value to you before I ask for something in return. Once I give you that though, you're almost obligated. Right? It's an obligation that I've now built. An obligation is such a It has a negative connotation to it, but it's not in this sense, right? So you are now obligated to me because you're like, wow, I really want to help out this business. I really want to help grow this because I'm now passionate about it, because Matt's so passionate about it, because this guy's so passionate about it. It's really important to them.
Yeah. So when they finally come in and you got them in for that, what's the offer? You said free week? Like
Yeah,
during the
pre-sale?
pre-sale?
Pre-sales is a tiered promotional rate, yeah.
Okay, so let's say like, okay, great. I come in there, so I come in, I'm there first day, first workout, because now you're open, right? I don't do anything until you're open,
Okay.
right? So now it's our first day there. How many people do you have on day one? When you're hitting the ground that hard, when you're putting all your money in advertising, how many people do you have day one?
So we do VIP classes prior to, it's kind of a soft opening, if you will.
Okay.
With those, I mean, I have,
Who qualifies for VIP?
Anybody who hasn't purchased an actual membership yet.
Okay.
Those on the fence.
Okay.
Right. So I know it sounds great. I kind of just want to check it out first. Great, Mike. So I have these 4 classes on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Which time or day works best for you? Give them a couple options. Boom, I'm coming in. Right. So now I have 24 plus individuals in each one of those classes who now need to be sold a membership. Right. They have enough excitement and interest that they're there. Now I need to capitalize on that and sell them a membership.
Okay.
So no one pays. So what they do is they commit to, and they're reserving.
Got
a
it. So
rate.
you got an agreement in, but you haven't collected yet.
Correct. I don't collect. I don't run your credit card until the day we actually open for business.
And then on that day you run.
Correct. So you've now reserved a rate because you're like, I really like the idea of this. This sounds great. Let me reserve the promotional rate. Got it. Cool. And that's how we sell during a pre-sale.
You do that over the phone or during the workout, or when they come in, or both?
So I'll do it over the phone. I'll do it during those VIP workouts.
You have scripts for all that?
100%.
Okay.
Yep. Everything is scripted. Again, that's how we're able to systemize. That's how we've been able to scale. It's really important because it leaves nothing to chance.
Yeah.
Right. So
How do you build your team during a pre-sale? Like, what's the first person the most important person you got to hire first in order to go from there, or second people, third person, whoever it is?
Yeah, so it's going to be your salespeople. So someone at the helm for that sales position. So that's, for me, it's a studio manager, someone who can really kind of head up and organize everything. As we get closer to opening, I want my coaches, because the coaches deliver my product. And in the fitness space, if we don't have the coaches that can deliver the product that we're promising to these individuals, we're lying.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not interested in lying and stealing people's money.
Of course. Yeah.
Right? So I have to have this product be delivered by these insane coaches who can back up everything that I'm saying while I'm selling these memberships and everything that I'm so passionate about. If it's lackluster, I've now stolen from people.
Where do you find someone to come and work for you during a pre-sale when there's no gym for them to kind of like see the vision yet?
Yeah, anywhere. So,
like, where'd you get your last one that you remember hiring, not somebody on your team hired? Like, do you remember the last time you got someone for something like this?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't for pre-sale. I think we've talked about it before, but it's truly anyone and everyone that has passion, I can train and I can teach how to sell Orangetheory or any fitness brand or anything as a whole, right? But I'm looking for passion, I'm looking for conviction, I'm looking for the core values that my team and myself have. I stole a barista from Starbucks. I think we've had this conversation before, but I went into the same Starbucks every single day for an entire year, and I watched this woman just kill it with people. No fitness background. But she was over the top energy. I walked in, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Hey, Matt. And I'm like, hey, I haven't had coffee yet. You can't yell at me that loud yet.
Yeah.
No, I've had a lot of coffee. And I'm like, I understand that. Can I have my coffee? But she's so over the top. I watched her know every single person's name, every single person's order. She asked how your kid's soccer game was. And you're kind of like, what? I just ordered a coffee 2 days ago and just said it in passing.
She just got it.
But she remembered you coached soccer.
Yeah.
How was the kid's soccer game this weekend? They won.
That's awesome.
Cool, Mike, here you go. Good luck this weekend, and writes it on your cup for you. Yeah. I watched her handle problems. I watched angry customers come there. You messed up my mocha lock, whatever. Okay, no problem. Smile, hand it back, no problem. Fix that, and she goes from there. So I approached her. I said, hey, I need you. I like everything that you do. How much do you make here? How much do you need? Shared my vision, which is really important, especially in a pre-sale, is, hey, I have this big idea, this big empty box. Here's what it's eventually going to be. And it goes back to that passion that you and I have talked about. And it's, being able to kind of paint that picture and then build the bridge from where we're at to where we're going to be. Mm-hmm. And that's what's important. If you can't do that, you can't share that with your team, we're in a world of hurt.
And that's why, studying sales is so important, because especially as the business owner, you're selling in every vertical you can imagine. Today I was dealing with my attorney, selling him on different packages, things I want to do, things I want to take risks on, and things that he doesn't want me to take risks on. Dealing with website designer, right? We're getting a new website design, $42,000. Having to figure out how we can negotiate that, bring that price down, but extend the terms or do something like that.
Sure.
In your case, what you just said, and today at True Food, I was talking to the waitress about coming in here and working here.
Sure.
Social media marketer. I asked her what she did, and she said she's going to school for marketing. And I'm like, okay, well, what kind of stuff? And I don't know if she's going to fully be on board with it yet. We'll have to see, because she's going to school. But just looking for it and getting her excited about it, because you could tell, even though she liked her job, you could tell she liked her job because of the energy she had while she was at her job, which is one thing I liked. But like you said, I need you. What do you make? What do you need? Where do you need to be? And from there, it's selling. You're selling from there. You said, selling the vision.
Always.
And even your employees. At the end of the day, I think a lot of people, when they hear selling, they think tricking. Like, oh, wait a minute, you sold me? You mean you tricked me? No, it means I sold you. I like being sold. I like being sold, as long as what I bought was good.
Right, and we understand that as salespeople, as sales professionals, we understand that selling is good and being sold is good. But like I said, there's such a negative connotation to the word selling or being sold. And like I said, as long as the product or service or idea that you are sold is delivered on, is exceeding your expectations, then it's a good thing.
Even I love when my employees sell me on stuff.
Right.
When my employees are like, we should do this, and I'm not in on first. I'm like, no, I'm not sure about that. They'll be like, let me explain why, and then they break it down, and I go, you know what? That's a good idea. I love it. Thanks for pushing that.
Sure.
Because I wouldn't have done it.
Exactly.
I get it now.
Yeah.
But I like being sold, but it's important that we're doing it all the time, and that's why getting good at it is so important. And being around it and studying it and doing the stuff that we talk about, not only Loud Room or VT, but in the podcast every single time. You're great at it. I mean, you sold me on you. I mean, I wanted to I'm like, how do I work more with this guy? How do I hang out with this guy? And I know you've already sold a lot of the team on you. Even a lot of people here are like, man, Matt's great. Matt's awesome. Christina loves you. You sold her. She'll work for you forever.
Good. Yeah, no, she's fantastic.
And I think she sold you too.
Yeah, she did.
So I think that's super important. Okay, so let's get back on track.
Yep.
So, all right, we've got first day. It's going to be packed.
Yep.
And you've got a lot of people you haven't sold yet, possibly.
Correct.
Right?
All of them.
And so I think a lot of people struggle with sales, period. They struggle a little less when it's one-on-one. What about when you got 9 people?
It's hard. It's very hard.
Yeah.
100%.
Let's take 3, something simple. You got 3 people.
Sure.
They're here on a free session, and class just finished. You got another class starting in 15, 20 minutes. How do you do it?
So we staff accordingly, right? That's key. So I mean, if that means part of my $2,500 budget goes to payroll for that time frame, that is absolutely crucial. Selling in a small group is a very, very difficult thing to do. Selling in a large group is even more difficult. Obviously, sales is best, one-to-one. But if we do have to sell in a small group like that, I want to try and lump people together that are, that know each other, or that
they came together.
Yeah, came together, or kind of in similar situations, right? Because they can start to vibe with each other a little bit and feed off each other.
It's going to be the same objections you're going to overcome.
Yeah, and that's the tough part too, right? So when we get to the objections part, it's, whether they know each other. It's kind of like, well, me and Mike are gonna go to lunch and we'll go chat about this. And it's kind of like, what do I do with that, right? Yeah. It's hard because, they can feed off each other for the good or feed off each other for the bad. But this is where it goes back to your systems and your intake and discovery process, and really, really deep diving on what are your goals? What are your goals? Let me start to overcome the objections prior to them being objections, and it's really important as well. So again, systemizing everything helps to streamline that process. But once we get to the sales process, again, that's what I would try and do, is break up as much as you can to ensure that you can give the most intimate attention to each, even in a small group, to ensure that you can actually make the sale.
What's a member worth to you?
Everything. But I think you're looking for an actual dollar amount, right?
Well, I guess both, really. I mean, can you think about it? Because that, I mean, that one member, and just so you guys know too, I get where he's coming from, because that one member represents the whole.
Oh
like this is the lifeblood here. Is 100%. We need our members, right? And even for me in my business, and also you never know who you're selling to. You know, sometimes I had one person in the group, I can't remember when it was, maybe 6 months ago or something like that. They were like, I feel like that's a lot of work to get one member. And I said, you know what? I never look at it like I'm getting one member. I've gotten members before that I did a lot of work for. Like, Daniel Neary, he was on stage at GSD Con. For those of you guys who haven't been at GSD Con, I don't know what you were doing that day. GSDcon.com. But he was up there and he, guys got 8 studios. When I called him, he had 2. I didn't know he was going to have 8. He didn't know he was going to have 8.
Sure.
He said on stage, he's like, Mike called me 26 times. I said no 25, right? And
all it takes is 1.
That's a lot of time for one studio. But that 2 turned to 8. That guy has referred me probably 30 businesses. He ended up writing a book and put our book in it that I think got us business. He's had us on his podcast. He's mentioned us on his podcast. He shares us all the time. We've probably, outside of the ones we know we directly got from him, we've probably gotten 50 or 60 from him, because at the conference, he talked us up and we had people come and talk to us.
Sure.
That one member, when you take, let's say, 50 members that he got us, 50 members times an average value of about 8, 9, 10 grand, right? That's generally, depending on what they buy, say 9 grand. This guy's brought us 450 grand.
Buy him breakfast.
Seriously.
Buy him dinner.
I send him a fruit basket.
If you're looking at it as if you're looking at it as one member, you're doing things wrong.
Yeah.
Right? You're not delivering on your promises that you're making, because if you're truly viewing it as one member, you're just selling and that's it. And you're not going to retain that member past 90 days anyways, right? So I look at my one member and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to service this member so freaking well, Mike, that you're going to bring me at least 5 more people. And I'm going to retain your business for at least 10 to 12 months, which is my average retention for these members. Plus, you're going to bring me 5 people at a minimum. Plus, once the results happen, then you become a walking billboard. You're a testimonial for me. And everyone loves a story because they're going to be like, Mike, hey, man, you lost some weight. I'm actually down 20 pounds. Let me tell you about it.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone wants to share their victories with everyone else. So all of a sudden you're excited about it, and there's that passion again, right? This passion is this resurfacing emotion, and it conveys through everything. So like I said, if you're looking at one person and one member, you're doing it absolutely wrong.
Well, and that's the thing. So what you said, everyone knows that this is true, by the way. They'll know that person. They're probably that person. What you said is, I'm going to serve this member so hard that they're going to get the results, and now people are going to ask them, right? When I'm spending $150 a month on a membership, when I know I can join a gym for $10,
Sure.
right? I know that. I'm a little insecure about that decision. I'm doing it.
Of course.
But I'm a little insecure. I may not even feel comfortable telling my family that I'm spending that much money to not look like a snob or like I'm wasting money, depending on the circle that you're in, right? But when somebody says, man, you're looking great, what are you doing? Now I'm justifying my expense, and I can say, man, I'm doing this thing Orangetheory. How much it costs? $150, but it works. Now I'm justifying my expense, and now I'm talking about it with much more enthusiasm. Whereas if I wasn't getting as great results, if I didn't look the same, so what are you doing for workout these days? I'm going Orangetheory. What's that? It's this thing. Oh, okay, is it working for you? The fact that they ask, is it working for you? You don't even want to answer the question.
Right, yeah, I mean, you look down at that point, right? But we're in this constant battle of price versus value. Right? And this is what happens in a pre-sale. This is what happens, every day in an open studio, is we're in this constant battle of price versus value. So how is my team, how is your business building this value for this potential member and your existing member, which is even more important? How are you consistently building value for this individual so that way the value supersedes the price, right? If I tell you, Mike, you're going to die tomorrow, you need a new heart, it's going to cost you 10 grand. You're going to find $10,000 no matter what, because the value of your life is higher than that price point. Right? So what we need to do is continuously build the value in our brand, in our business, in the results that we deliver, in the promises that we make and keep. It's very, very important that we're building that value. And a lot of that comes through the passion, because Mike, if I'm passionate about this and you love what you're doing, you're gonna come back in because I'm so freaking excited about it. Now you're excited about it. But it's really important that we always stay mindful of the price versus value scale that we're on, right? The price can never supersede the value, or we will 100% lose. I don't care if it's $1,000, I don't care if it's $5. If the price supersedes the value, you will lose.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? I want to get your thoughts on this. I've met studio owners a lot of them. And when I sit down and I talk to, I remember, I specifically remember talking to a few people about this, where I ask them, I go, you charge, $200 a month, yeah. Is it worth it? And they'll go, oh yeah. I'll be like, really? Like, yeah, are you that good? Can I get in that great of shape here? Like, dude, it's worth it. It's great. And then I'll listen to them pitch, or I'll role play with them. And for some reason, once they're in service mode, they believe it's worth it. But in sales mode, they're projecting that this person's not going to find it worth paying $200, and their whole behavior changes.
Sure.
And I think Grant Cardone said this when I got to sit with him. It was on the show as well. He said, people that are not spending money on themselves have a hard time convincing other people to spend money on themselves.
Sure.
People that aren't a guy that's selling a BMW for $80,000. If he doesn't drive a BMW that's $80,000, he's gonna have a hard time selling it.
Well, and that's what a lot of people forget, Mike, is they think that they're buying with their wallet.
Yeah.
You're not buying with your wallet.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in your wallet.
Yeah.
But I know what I have to offer you is absolutely worth every penny of this price. Mm-hmm. And as long as that passion can be conveyed, I'm not buying with my wallet. Maybe I can't afford an $80,000 BMW, but I love that vehicle so much. I believe in every bell and whistle and feature and option that has, that I'm just transferring my feelings to you. Mm-hmm. I don't know what's in your wallet, but it's not mine to judge that. It's yours.
Yeah. How do you get to the point, you got your studio managers that you've hired, the barista from Starbucks that one day becomes the next thing at your business, and the next thing she keeps moving on. How do you get to the point like where you're going, all right, I can't be in the business. I can't be in at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I can't be here until 9 p.m. I can't be sweeping up the floors. Not that it's below me, because you will. Like we all, you've seen me wipe stuff down.
Yeah,
right? I've seen
absolutely.
you do it.
Yep.
So it has nothing to do with it being below you. It's a matter of, I've got to work on the most important things. So my team's counting on me somebody's got to work on those things.
Sure.
So how do you get to the point where you can really just focus on the most important things as a CEO and really build a team that's not only doing those things, but is taking pride in doing those things because they see where they fit in the company?
Yep. So obviously we have to delegate the skill set, right? So we have to train and develop. If you're not training your team, you're failing. 100%. If you're not developing your team, you're failing, right? Two different skill sets to do, but you must do both. Once you have them trained and developed, you can start to delegate those tasks off. None of that matters though if they're not bought into the culture, if they're not bought into the core values and the mission statement of what you're doing. I was chatting with an individual the other day, and I actually told him, hey, listen, that changes sometimes. I mean, you look at, Loud Rumor from 10 years ago, and maybe your mission statement and your core values have changed and evolved and grown and developed. And that's okay in a business that you change these things. It's okay. You're developing these things, you're growing, you're changing. If you're not growing and developing, you're going
going
to
backwards.
business. Right.
That's the thing. If you're not growing, you're going backwards. It's kind of like if you're sitting in the train and the other train goes back or forward, you don't know what direction you're going in. Because there's no staying still because your competitors are moving forward.
Correct.
Which means you're moving backwards.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep. So you instill these core values and this mission statement and this culture in your brand, and your people have to embody that. Sometimes they don't, and sometimes you have to make change, and that's okay. But when you have those right people, man, it's really easy to train and develop them because they're so bought in and they want to grow that because they want to be a part of something larger. Everyone wants to be a part of something larger. Yeah. That's why you and I teamed up for LRVT. That there's so much passion and conviction behind helping all these individuals and helping studio owners and franchisees in how to, avoid the roadblocks and the hip ups.
Yeah. The boutique studio space is young.
Relatively,
what would you say, 10 years?
Yeah.
Give or take the way it is today, maybe 4. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like really it blew up in the last 3 or 4.
It has, yeah.
But 10 years ago, it may have started, but it was not like what it is today.
No way.
Not even close.
No.
Restaurants, I've worked in a restaurant. Have you ever worked in a restaurant? I worked in a restaurant. Systems and processes existed even in the worst restaurants I've seen, at least the ones that I've worked at, right? But restaurant industry is much older. It's been around since before I was born, before any of us were born, right? And so over time, you have, this is how we do things. This is how you need a host, you need a busboy, you need a waiter, you need a chef, you need a cook, you need somebody that does the line, you need a manager, you need a bartender, and they have processes. And they count the money at the end. It's all the same. If you look at all restaurants, I've worked at 6.
Okay.
When I was in college, I worked at a lot of them. I worked at 6. Here's what I'll tell you. They all did the same stuff. They all had the same roles. They all did the same thing. You checked out at the end of the night almost the exact same way. The only thing was different was the food, maybe the culture, the outfits, and the atmosphere.
Sure.
But as far as the machine, it was the same.
Yeah, of course.
In fitness studios, what I've noticed is that hasn't evolved yet. It's evolved with franchise, like Orangetheory's got a machine.
Yep.
F45's got a machine. SoulCycle's got a machine. But in the industry as a whole, there's no machine yet. Everyone's got a little bit of a different machine. And so some people do this during pre-sale, some people do this. Some people do this when they're open. Some people have these type of employees. Some have instructors selling, some do not. Some have front desk, some do not, right? It's crazy. So what I realized, I was like, man, okay, let's take it back. Let's imagine, take me out of this industry. Let's pretend I had to make money in a restaurant. That was it. And even though I worked in a restaurant, I don't know how a restaurant runs on the back end.
Sure.
I wouldn't be able to just do it. I'd have to learn a lot, fail a lot, like people are doing now in studios. But what if I could just log in and I could see exactly what Ruth Chris Steakhouse does in order to optimize their menu? How Dominic's finds their chefs. How Olive Garden hires their waiters, where they go, where they find them. How Ruby Tuesday or Red Lobster, how they structure their menus, whatever it is, right? If I could log in and see basically learn everything end to end on how to run a restaurant, like the best of the best, the ones that have grown the best, do you think I'd find a lot more success?
Of course.
I get all the secrets firsthand. I find them out.
There's no guesswork.
Yeah, I'll find it out anyway. It'll save me 10 years and a lot of money.
And save you a lot of money.
Right.
I mean, that's the bigger issue, right?
Right. A lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of good people, right? Because you may lose good people along the way because you don't have your shit together. But I was like, man, if we do this for the fitness studio space, we may save this industry 10, 15 years of just torture. Right?
And a lot of pain and heartache. I mean, I was I consulted for a couple months back, and Mike, I gotta tell you, man, it broke my heart. I had two people who, 55, 60 years old, who left the corporate world, after 20 years in their high
what they know.
Yeah, I mean, they're high-paying corporate positions because they love fitness. Right, I work out 3-4 days a week. I love fitness. I want to open a gym. Just like you and I said, we don't know anything about restaurants. While you might have worked in one, you don't know the inner workings of it like you should if you were going to own it.
Liking to eat at them doesn't mean you're ready to run one.
Right, so I love fitness. I want to go do this. Okay. Well, they called me and said, hey, we need help with, some very basic things. And I'm thinking like, okay, how long have you been in business for? 1.5 years.
Long time for basic.
When I sat back and I was kind of like, wow, that's scary. So we deep dive into business a little bit. Mike, they're living out of retirement accounts. At 60 years old, they're living out of their 401k, out of their IRA, out of their investment accounts, and they're bleeding money.
And it's not like they're investing, it's to keep it alive.
They're stroking checks every month. They're not taking paychecks.
Yeah.
It kept me up at night.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking, it's disheartening that these people get into this space and they don't know exactly what to do. So, knowing that we have a platform that we can really build out and help individuals to avoid, the pitfalls and the roadblocks and save, like you said, 10, 15 years, save thousands and thousands of dollars, save potential bankruptcies, save the heartache, save the sleepless nights. So I've done it all. You've done it all. We've, sacrificed bills, sacrificed time with family, whatever it is, we've made those sacrifices, which is why I love LRVT, right? Is we've now streamlined this platform to be able to provide the value from experts, whether it's, myself, you in the marketing space,
Rick Mayo with
Rick
scaling
Mayo,
up.
scaling. We have Tina Garza with,
Money.
finance. We have
Felicia.
all of these experts in this space who know a ton.
Some of them knew more than we did.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
In fact, pretty much everyone knew more than we did in regards to what they talked about.
Well, I hired Loud Rumor to run my marketing.
Yeah.
Right? I know a little bit about marketing, but I have experts that run the marketing. I know how to read a P&L and go through my balance sheet, but I have an accounting team that runs all my finances, right? So why not get the experts in here to speak in the LRVT platform and ensure success gets pushed to the masses? It just makes sense. Why would you not want that reference, especially when you're spending all these marketing dollars? You spend, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month in marketing, and if you don't know how to service those leads, how to convert those leads to actual dollars, you're lighting the money on fire. It's crazy.
It is, man. But there's, the thing is, like you said, they said, well, it's just basic stuff is what we need help with. But that's all they know they need help with. I thought when I first started my business, all I needed help with was getting leads. If I could just get leads.
Sure.
Right? When I first started in business as an entrepreneur, I was like, man, if I just get leads, my problems would be solved. Guess what? I got leads.
And then what?
I didn't know what to do with them.
Now we have more problems.
I thought I did.
Yeah.
Because I thought I was good at selling because I was selling referrals, but these are not referrals. These are internet leads.
Sure.
Okay, great. How do I keep them? And then the more sales I got, the less I slept. Because now I got more work to do. So I had to learn how to manage and lead people. Like you said, train and develop. Those are two different things. And I want to know how you define them, unless it's exactly the same way. But train is, this is the skill set. This is how you do these things exactly the right way. Develop is, this is your mindset. This is how I want you to look and see things.
Yes.
Yes? Okay, good. That's the way we do it too. And, I didn't have either of those. I didn't have the skills, and I didn't have the mindset. I had the mindset of everyone else I was hanging around with that was not a business owner.
Sure.
And thought somehow it would make me think like a business owner. And then I had the skills of everybody that was not a business owner. I think what a lot of people forget is, especially I think the larger demographic of people that dive into owning a fitness studio or gym are people that were already in the space as an instructor or trainer or something like that, right? They jump in thinking, I'm really good at this. If I opened up, everyone's going to come. And what they realize is they're no longer a trainer. There's no longer an instructor. They're not even a fitness professional anymore.
Correct.
They are now the CEO of a business that offers these services. And they've got to learn how to build a team that can execute those services at the level that they believe is to be the great level.
So that's what's really important is, like you said, surrounding yourself with individuals who are like-minded, individuals who are facing similar challenges, similar problems, and those that have already experienced those challenges and problems who can help guide you and assist you and motivate you through those things. And that's where having that community of individuals is really, really important.
Sarah Glicken yesterday.
Oh my gosh, it's so important.
Yeah.
To be able to lean on, for all intents and purposes, strangers, right? Who are no longer strangers to you. You have an individual out in California reaching out to somebody out in New York who's out in Texas, up in Illinois, and they're like, help me. Here's what I'm going through.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I've been there before.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, me too. Me too. This is what I did. Well, this is what I did too. Look at this. You have this support system, which, you and I didn't really have when we started.
I did not.
And it's sink or swim for us, and we found a way to swim. But man, how much better and how much faster could you have grown and developed and evolved if you would have had that support system and had that community?
I know the exact answer to that question because it happened. So for the first 4 years, we were, like I said, we didn't pay mortgage. We couldn't. We didn't. Our car got repoed. It was just bad. We were eating peanut butter jelly, eating mac and cheese. Like that's what we did.
Sandwiches, baby.
It sucked, man. But I got introduced to this group called EO Accelerator, and it was like you could join the group. There's a bunch of little entrepreneurs, basically all kind of getting their start. I was the lower tier of that group. Most people were doing anywhere between $250,000 a year to $750,000. I was under that. But just hanging around those people and just knowing like, wow, I didn't even think about doing that. I didn't even know you could do this. I didn't even know the lunch I told you, right? Builtwith.com, that website that I just learned about from someone. I was like, man, even today I'm still learning by hanging out with another agency owner.
Sure.
Right? And as soon as I did that, it was 4 years of just struggling to make it through to immediately, like a year later, 2 years later, we were approaching 7 figures. And then every year from that, we just been going and going and going and going and going.
Well, you found another gear.
Yeah.
You found another gear because you were surrounded with people who were already at that level or above, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to push you to find that.
Yeah.
They're going to help support you and guide you and motivate you along the way. And that's really important that you surround yourself with those like-minded individuals who've been through those struggles before.
Yeah, yeah. Who's been your favorite instructor in LRVT so far? Or let me not say favorite instructor because that sounds like it's more of a personal level.
Sure.
Say which training were you like, man, I learned quite a bit there, like more than I expected to.
Yeah, Rick Mayo.
Yeah.
Rick Mayo, man. I actually stole something from Rick. Thanks, Rick.
Yeah.
We've dubbed it something different, but Rick's been in the fitness space for a really, really long time.
93.
Well, I didn't want to date him, but
Yeah, he did it on the show.
okay.
Yeah, it's
sorry,
already
Rick.
done.
I'm not doing this. This is all
He
Mike's
did it
doing.
on the show.
But he's been in the space for a really long time. He's experienced, he's seen, he's grown, and he actually shared something that I absolutely love. In fact, when we kind of took an intermission from filming, I was on the phone with my team already, and we've already implemented it. I call it the Ritz-Carlton program.
He talked about that on the show.
He did talk about it on the show. He called it something different, but I've dubbed it now the Ritz-Carlton program. And my team actually, it's a community building and it's a rapport building within my existing member base. And my team implemented it that day. So, being able to surround yourself with people who, have experience, who have a little bit different mindset, who have, just something that they've done and value they can offer. So I've been in this space for 15 years. Rick's been in it for, a little bit longer than that. And literally, I said, time out. Hey, I'm stealing that from you. Rick. I said, have at it. Let me know how it goes. And I literally stole it from him and said, hey, I'm on the phone with my team. And it was implemented that day.
Yeah, you'll see on the show I stole something too.
Yeah, see, it's great that we can actually find value in all of these. And I'm going to steal a nugget from here, and ooh, this is a great idea, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to implement that, and it's going to grow our business. It's going to grow your business. It's going to grow everyone's business. It's really cool.
Yeah. All right, cool. I want to make sure everyone. First off, everybody watching and listening, I just want to let you all know seriously. Like I respect and appreciate you guys listening to the show. I know there's a ton of stuff you could be doing right now. And so whether you're shaving or whether you're jogging or mowing the lawn, somebody told me that I mow the lawn with them every week. Somebody told me. Yeah.
Cool.
So whether you're mowing the lawn, whatever you're doing, it's great that you're surrounding yourself around, like right now you're surrounding yourself around Matt, which is fantastic, right? You're learning, you're getting around it, which is great. But I want to be able to take 2 minutes and just really help. I want Matt to really explain to you what he's built, because what he's built's been freaking incredible. So let's say I decide to come on board as a Loud Rumor VT member, right? Like I'm in the team account with the coaching and all that.
Yeah.
What does that look like? If I'm a fitness studio owner, what does that look like?
So start to finish, we're going to actually look at the health and status of your business, if you will. So we're going to run through an entire fitness assessment. We're going to see where you need the most help to make the most immediate impact in your business. We're going to link you up with one of the performance coaches. The performance coaches have an abundance of knowledge, have years and years of experience in the fitness space.
2 of them were my boss 15 years ago in the fitness space.
Right? So crazy how it comes full circle. So they have a wealth of knowledge there. They are actually going to create a customized learning pathway for you based on your pain points and where we find that you need the absolute most help. Because Mike, there's so much content in the LRVT library. It could be a little bit daunting, if you will, because there's so much, which is actually a really good thing. But what the performance coach does is really streamlines and says, okay, Mike, based on where you're at, what you need, where your pain points are, you need to follow this. Boom, here's your customized learning pathway to put you on the right track immediately. This is where you're gonna see the most immediate impact in your business. From there, they're gonna follow up with you. And we're going to continue to grow. You're gonna become a part of the LRVT community to where, hey, guys, this is a struggle that I'm running into. This is one of my wins that I've had this week, what have you. But you're going in with individuals who are facing those same challenges, who have had those same victories, who can answer your questions as well. We do the live Q&A on a weekly basis to ensure that, hey, if there's 30 people asking questions about what the heck do I do with buddy referrals? How on earth can I get more buddy referrals? I know 90% of our business comes from existing members. How can I capitalize on this? Awesome, cool. We'll talk about it that week on the live Q&A. And we will break down so you actually have actionable items at that point to walk away and say, okay, guys, here's what I stole from the weekly Q&A this week. Right. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. As you walk through your trainings, there's additional training being added every 2 weeks, and probably even more often
Faster
than that. Yeah. And even in some of those trainings, Mike, what we found is there's needs to be worksheets. So you read a lot of these books, and it's Stephen Covey. It's kind of like, boom. What are your action items that you're taking away from this? A lot of these have worksheets associated with them in the trainings.
And then at the end, to make sure you understood the information and your team, you as a studio owner, if you have 6 employees, how do you know they're doing the work?
Right. So there's tests at the end to ensure that you understood, digested, and can now implement what you've just learned into your business, so that way we can make an immediate impact.
And if you fail it?
you have to retake it, right? you don't get to go on,
Yeah.
right? And it's really, really crucial. But then what's cool is your performance coach is following up with you as well. So it's kind of an accountability coach, even if you will, but making sure that you're doing what needs to get done, because just like I said, when I have a lead come into me and give me their contact info, they've now entrusted me with their goals, whether they know it or not. And it's the same thing with our performance coaches, is they've now been entrusted with this business owner's goals, with this franchisee's goals, with these team's goals, whether they know it or not.
Yeah.
Right? So it's their job to provide that accountability, that follow-up, that knowledge basis, and really push these individuals to the next level. And that's important. And for the price point, it's insane. The ROI that you're going to get is nuts.
It is. Oh, I mean, when you think about like what you've done, you know how to do it. You got 20 businesses to 7 figures. Everything you're telling people to do here is the stuff that if they do it, they should be able to follow the same recipe and end up with the same end result.
It works. Yeah.
Man, okay, so guys, for everyone watching, listening in, Matt is probably one of the smartest guys I've met with in the space, and I've met with a lot of people in the space now, traveled. We actually have airport lobby chairs in our office to represent, like we traveled to over 30 states to go meet with some of the best. And this guy's awesome. So I definitely want you to, number one, go back and watch the old episode. When I say old, it was like, 3 months ago or 4 months ago, something like that.
Nothing.
Go watch the episode with Matt Kafora, because it was amazing. And then go to loudrumorvt.com, check out what Matt's been building and how it works, because it is so cool. And they can get on the phone with you or your team, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So if you guys want to do that too, just go to 480-567-9794. Again, that's 480-567-9794. Or you can just go to loudrumor.com, take it from there too. Loudrumorvt.com tells you more about the program. Cool. Man, I think we've done 100 plus episodes. I think we've sold you nothing so far. Thank you for giving us permission to go ahead and show you about one of our products, because I'm really proud of it. And
Me too.
I'm proud of what you built. It's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah.
And then we're excited to see you in the next episode. Guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. If you like this episode, make sure you subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, or YouTube. And to watch more episodes and get exclusive links from each episode, go to gsdshow.com. Again, that's gsdshow.com.